Long before those Gyllenhaals made a splash in Hollywood, brother-sister duo Christy and Jimmy McNichol were the hottest siblings in all of showbiz, singing and acting their way to idol status before they were even teenagers. Today, Jimmy's 53. We caught up with him in Los Angeles.
And we can come around this way.
Are we actually filming?
Oscar, your co-host.
How you doing there?
I'm doing good.
You are absolutely beautiful.
Thank you. Pretty handsome yourself.
My grandfather started in vaudeville. Then my mom was inspired by Grandpa to continue to work in the industry, and she got inspired to start acting. She worked with Paul Newman in Winning. She worked with Charles Bronson in The Mechanic. This is how then me and Christy ended up doing what we ended up doing. She's on the set, and we were kind of used to her doing things. And the next thing you know, we signed up with an agent. The next thing you know, we went out on commercials. And it kind of started there with, everything from, Ford to candy bars to, you name it. All of a sudden, you're seeing yourself doing records, with major labels, and we're doing our own television shows and starring in our own series and starring in our own movies of the week. Actors and musicians and hosting a show for ABC and having Janet Jackson as, I'm talking with Janet, I'm talking with Peter Cetera from Chicago, and then working with the Osmonds and working with the Jacksons. I mean, everybody was it was so much fun. And we got to go places where most kids didn't get to go. Me and Chrissy were just doing our first debut album, and we had the opening party at Studio 54 with Brooke Shields and Burt Reynolds and everybody else that we were working with and hanging out and having fun with. I mean, it was a blast. It was fun because we were underage. But we had permission to be there because it was our party. For whatever reason, back then you had Tiger Beat, Teen Beat, and all those magazines. And every single photographer that I ever worked with, they go, take your shirt off. And I'm from California, I surf. I'm like, no problem. So I'd take my shirt off. After I look back on it now as an adult, I'm going, why did I always have my shirt off? When she walked up there and won that first Emmy for Family, not only was my heart there walking up there with her, but it was just like the feeling of watching that happen and her being acknowledged for being such a phenomenal actress. I mean, we're always and still so supportive of each other.
My kids' nationals have worked for the Humane Society for the last 8 years every weekend. They started Pet Power as kids with colorful crayon billboards and support from Durango's local businesses. Our community loves the Lonely Hearts program. We have the highest adoption rate per capita for older cats and dogs in the U.S.
You're watching HuffPost Live. I'm Nancy Red, and former child actor Jimmy McNichol and his sister Christy were one of the hottest brother and sister duos in Hollywood in the 70s. Jimmy was known for his appearances in California Fever, Little House on the Prairie, and General Hospital. Now he joins us to offer a sneak peek of his appearance on this Sunday's episode of OWN's Where Are They Now?, along with Julie Simpson, Harpo Studios executive producer, and Jill Van Lokeren, Harpo Studios executive vice president. Hello, everyone.
Hi, Nancy.
Hey, Nancy.
Hi, Jimmy. Hi.
For Julie and I, we're so excited to be here with Jimmy because Tiger Beat, Teen Beat, I mean, shirt off, right, Jimmy? All those.
Yeah, that was I remember that well too.
Nightmare. We're your demographic, we're your super fans. So really, this to us is a little bit like our Olympic moment with Jimmy. Seriously, you know, I have a thing for my teen crushes, and one right here, and he's so cute.
Julie, you look a little starstruck.
I am. I am. When we were telling Jimmy right before we started that if you had told us when we were 13 that one day we would actually talk to him, we just would have dropped dead right then and there.
One of the great things about this week's episode is that we hear from your daughter that you didn't even know you had until she turned 18. Let's take a look.
I was a little child, and so when I did, end up figuring out that he was my father and, deciding to pursue that, it was an incredibly emotional experience, and knowing who he is and who he was and what he did, because it's sort of one of those things where, wow, now it makes sense. My family was somewhat musical and so supportive, but to know that it was in my DNA from the beginning has really been a trip, to say the least.
I'm just thrilled, with just being around her and spending time and just, watching her grow and knowing that I'm going to be there for her for the rest of her life.
Psychically in tune to the stars we already are, you and me. Psychically in tune to the
Hi, my name is Kelly Mays. I am the host and a search angel for Finding Family. I am adopted, actually, at birth. My mother says that I was singing and dancing before I could walk and talk. She was like, what if you could find him really easily? Like right now, you could just find him online. And I was like, well, then I would.
I am quite clear we understand that we are all here to redraw the plans. We come too far to forget who we are. So let's heal the scars, raise our cause to the stars. He's up all night to get trust. I'm up all night to get love. He's up all night to get it done. I'm up all night to get something. We're up all night to get trust. We're up all night to get love. We're up all night to get it done. We're up all night to get something. 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 We're up all night to get. We're up all night to get. We're up all night to get lucky. We're up all night to get lucky. In the present, it becomes obvious. There is a crisis in consciousness. Aries and Aquarius on the cusp, letting you know it ain't if we transform, we must. And there was no time for us to have a lack in trust in our own ability to be the change. Must use our agility, adapt, arrange. Unwrap your sage, you can amaze. We are the same. Woman and man unite to turn the page.